Okay. Hey, greetings. What's up, everyone? What's up? This is Chief Kalinago. Listen, I guess I was rushing, but it's supposed to be Build with Chief Kalinago. All right. I will edit that when I'm done. Let me just make sure I have audio and everything on Facebook and YouTube so we could get into this video. All right. Facebook is good. Let me check YouTube. All right. Yeah, YouTube is good. YouTube is good. All right. So once again, good evening, everyone. Like I said, I'm going to edit. I'm going to edit the title of this video. It's supposed to be Build with Chief Kalinago, but you know me, I'm always so excited when I get ready to come on here. So I was in a little bit of haste. All right, but I'm excited. I'm excited. First of all, I want to acknowledge the great spirit, universal intelligence, the great I am, universal all, you know, what we often call God, right? I also want to honor my ancestors. I really want to take the time and just thank them like I always do, thanking them for guiding me and protecting me always, and know that any weapons formed against me will never prosper. I am protected. I am highly favored. And I like to put this out there. Anyone who tries to hurt me intentionally, I do not forgive. And I'm always asking my ancestors to bring the wrath, okay, and give that, you know, revenge, if I may, in abundance. All right. So I don't forgive. That's just, I don't play that. All right. Because I know there are a lot of, you know, evil people out there. You know what I'm saying? Vindictive, evil people. And I just can't deal with that energy. So I got to keep asking my ancestors to protect me, because when you put in truth out there, you know, a lot of people, you know, they, you know, a lot of people don't like the truth. You know what I mean? So I definitely got to protect myself. But with that being said, guys, I have some great information for you. More so it's about just giving you more information, because everything is unfolding. My ancestors came to me last night. I think it was last night. Yes, last night. And they gave me instructions on certain things that I have to do. So I'm definitely, I'm very, very obedient. All right. When my ancestors speak to me, I know the difference between the ones that were righteous and the ones that weren't righteous. Okay. Fortunately, for me, that is, only the righteous ancestors have actually come to me in visions, you know, because those are the ancestors that I attract. You see what I'm saying? So they came to me, they gave me some instructions. I asked them for a few favors and they rendered the favors. Okay, because right now, like I said, we're living in the age of Aquarius. It's time for, you know, the veil to be unlifted, so to speak, for the truth to be told of everything, not just who we are, but everything in the world. All right, the truth have to be told. And what we are going through right now is actually not just a physical purge, but a spiritual purge. Okay, so what you see that's really happening around the world right now, it's going to get a whole lot worse. Now, this is not to inject fear. I'm just letting you know it has to happen, okay, for us to get to the age of Capricorn. All right, and the age of Capricorn is where we're going to create the heaven on earth. So once you're vibrating on a certain frequency, you will have no fear, okay, because there's no such thing as death. When you truly have an understanding of who you are, that we are not the flesh and we are not the five senses that perceive the world that we see as our reality, then you will realize that there's a world that you haven't tapped into. You see, I tap into that all the time. You see what I'm saying? So that's why I have no fear. You feel me? Now, it doesn't mean I'm not cautious, but I'm not fearful. Okay? So I'm always asking and seeking for guidance and truth, because only the truth will set us free. Not perceptions of the truth, not propaganda, not some of the truth, not a little bit of the truth, just the truth. And that's all I seek. And therefore, that's what's coming to me. All right. And for me, when I'm dealing with people, I don't like to deal with people with aggression. You see what I'm saying? If somebody try to get out of pocket, then I may get loud, but pretty much 95% of the times I calm down and I just leave it alone. You see what I'm saying? So I'm saying all that to say is it's being revealed, like I've been talking to us about who we are. And you're going to see that being revealed even more. I'm going to play a video for you in just a little while. Okay, but I had, let me give you a couple of experiences that happened or transpired within the past couple of days. Okay. I had two conversations within my Facebook inbox, and they were with, Native women who identify as Native. Clearly they are pale skin. All right. No disrespect. All right. I'm saying pale skin opposed to so-called black skin. All right. Because like I tell people, this has nothing to do, for me at least, it has nothing to do with the color of skin or any particular ethnic group that I'm going to hate. There is no hate in my heart. All right. All I'm just doing is just bringing everybody to the table so that we could finally speak the truth. So I have spoken about Africans. I've spoken about Israelites. I just gave y'all one of the Moors. Okay. And what you're going to see is going to happen, right? While the truth is being revealed, even more so to the world, is going to be more popularized. You're going to see a lot of Moors on street corners, okay, just like the Israelites. They're going to come out of the closet or under the covers and be on the corners teaching that everybody is Moors. Okay, don't fall for that. Okay, that's not us. All right. Now, I'm not saying they are not who they say they are. That's on them. But all I always tell people, don't impose who you are on the children of the wilderness that was found here in the Americas. You see what I'm saying? Let us not allow anybody to take that away from us, because the Great Spirit gave us dominion, okay, and the custodianship of this sacred land. You see what I'm saying? And that's why everybody's trying to take it away from us. So no matter what you hear, what you see, just stay focused and know that's not you. Allow your ancestors to speak to you and not other people's ancestors. And I have, once again, I have nothing against Moors, Native Americans, Israelites, pale people. I have nothing against anybody. I'm just here to bring the truth that's being given to me. And it's really that simple. Okay. And I'm not going to debate that with anybody. You feel me? Because I know where I get that information from. And it's really that simple. So with that being said, I had two separate conversations, and these people, they come to me. You see, that's the thing. I don't have to go look for them. All right. And we had a decent, conversation. So what I did was I took a screenshot of the conversations. I did let them know that I was going to share it, but I'm not going to, show their name or their faces. But they are Native American women, okay, of European descent, okay. The conversation didn't start that way, but of course, things materialized where the truth was told, and I was happy for that. Also, a couple of weeks ago, I get a friend request from a gentleman that you may consider or call a Mormon, but they practice they from the Church of Christ Latter-day Saints. All right, and for those of you who don't know, they have the biggest, they have the largest database of ancestry records. Okay, ask me why is this? I could have swore that my Facebook on the computer. Close this, man. Close this. All right, so they have the largest database in regards to ancestry and records. Okay, but I know why they have it. I know why, but I wanted to prove that. So I was actually, in meditation, and I was asking my ancestors, like, I actually need to talk to a Mormon. I need to talk to a Mormon. As a matter of fact, last year when I was traveling, right, I actually stopped somewhere, I think in Pennsylvania, and then I saw a sign, that where I think a Church of Latter-day Saints was at, or they had Mormons in that area. But I stopped to see if I could interview one of them. But I knocked on the door and nobody was there, right? So I was like, cool. But I put it out there in the universe, okay? And that was since last year, family, all right? And it just so happened that 2 weeks ago, I don't know if it's rude to say, if it's not politically correct to say Mormon, but anyway, one of the members of the church, okay, he sent me a friend request. All right. And when when people send me friend requests, right, I like to go through their page and see what they're about, and if they're posting positive things or whatever the case may be, right? But I realized he was from the Church of Latter-day Saints, and I was like, well, I didn't really even read anything into it. All right. So I went down to the page, what I'm saying? I saw, they promoting, Jesus and whatever the case may be. So I accepted the request. Lo and behold, about 4 days later, he sent me an inbox and he said, hey, hi, how you doing? I responded, great. This is how I always respond. Everything is good. I'm superb. I wish you the same, because, I'm busy. So I don't have a lot of time for the inbox conversations. And I hope people don't take it personally. Like, people are hitting me up in inboxes and I'm so busy, I cannot respond to anything. But I try my best to be cordial and say at least hi, how you doing, and leave it as that. Like I told you guys before, I don't have time for the personal stuff. Don't ask me where I live. Don't ask me if I'm married. That's not what I'm here for. I'm here to teach. I'm here to uplift people. And I'm here to restore the legacy of my ancestors. That's it, period, point blank. All right. So with that being said, so he hit me up again. All right. We spoke for a brief moment, back and forth, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, man, listen, can we talk? Can we meet? Because he said it's okay. So I was like, cool, because I know I want to ask some questions, because I know they have them records. You feel me? So it just so happened that we were supposed to set up a meeting for a Friday. All right. And then I spoke to my ancestors and I said, listen, man, I need some answers. Okay. I need some answers, and I got to do it live, and I want to bring that to the people. And I gave them the exact day I want to do it, which was today. All right. Guess what? I had 2 conversations with 2 Native women. And then I had a conversation earlier with the guy from the Mormon church. And I'm telling you, everything that I've been telling y'all, okay, he solidified that. So now I have more research to prove to you that the original people of the Americas were so-called Black people. So now I have given you the proof from geography. I've given you the proof from science. I've given you the proof from oral history. I've given you the proof from Native people that told the truth, from the Cherokee Nation and the museum. Now I'm giving you the truth from the Mormon perspective. So you have to realize what's happening in the United States and in the Americas right now. The spirits of our ancestors are waking up, okay? And then Babylon is crumbling, and they're fighting amongst themselves. You see what I'm saying? Remember when I told y'all, the Moors is the last hurdle that we got to climb. You see what I'm saying? You have to know the history to know what I'm talking about. That's why I've been very specific and particular in the way I teach it. So when things fall apart, somebody got to pick it up. And if we are not mindful, or we don't come together and unite, okay, so we could pick up the pieces, or let the pieces fall as it may, and then take back our rightful place, we are going to fall back, okay, under the jurisdiction of other colonizers. I'm letting y'all know what's happening right now. It's not just a physical thing. It's a spiritual thing, okay? So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to play that recording from Kamala Harris, the vice president. All right. And everybody's, if the founding forefathers was there, they must be turning in their grave to see a vice president talking about the United States like that. No, she's right. She's right. You know what I'm saying? Talking about, well, she's insinuating that the United States, is an illegitimate nation. It is. It is. It's a corporation. But you see, you have to read between the lines. You feel what I'm saying? So the truth, everything is unraveling. Okay? Everything is unraveling. You feel me? I've already gotten, let me see, 1, 2. Well, it happened 3 times last year, okay? Where people from the Illuminati trying to recruit me. One of them just tried to recruit me a little while ago. Well, we could give you such and such and that. All you have to do is say yes. I said, no, I'm good. I'm not selling out. Okay? Period. I'm here for one purpose, to restore the legacy of my ancestors. That's it. And that's what I was sent here for. Okay? So that's why I'm getting all the answers that I'm getting. Okay? So I'm gonna share the video from Kamala, let you listen to it, and listen to her very carefully, please. Okay? Listen to her very carefully. All right? Let me see if I could find this. Okay, I got it right here. Give me 1 second. Because what we have to realize, we, the American Aborigines, we are the ones that's going to bring back balance back here on Earth. And not just we, particularly when I say we, I'm telling you, our women have a bigger role to play in this. That's why I am reaching out to our women, and I'm encouraging them to get their acts together. Start vibrating on a higher frequency. You feel what I'm saying? Y'all need to start vibrating on a higher frequency. Stop being on Facebook. All you want to show is booty and titties. Stop doing that. You guys are a whole lot more than that. You feel me? You are a whole lot more than that. It's time for you to uplift yourself and have enough respect for yourself. Okay? It's really that simple. It's your responsibility to respect yourself. All right? And the only way, and I heard that from I think Jada said this, right? How can we love ourselves is how we show people how to love us. The way we love ourselves is how we are showing people how to love us. It's the same thing with respect. The way we respect ourselves is how people are going to respect us. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm tired of seeing my sisters on Facebook, all your pictures is ass bent over. You see what I'm saying? The camera could hardly see your face. All we're seeing is tits. You feel me? But you're trying to attract dudes. The only dudes you're going to attract is those that's looking to bang you. They're not going to wife you. You see what I'm saying? And then y'all in my inbox, well, are you single? That stuff don't impress me. It don't. I'm here to elevate the mind because we got work to do. After we do the work, restore our ancestors' legacy, we could play. But for now, I ain't got time for the games. You dig? And any brother that's here encouraging that, then just know that you're going to get exactly what you're asking for. A no good dude always complaining about, oh, well, they ain't got good men, because that's what you're attracting. You know what I'm saying? So it's time to uplift yourselves. Our daughters are falling short because a lot of the mothers have already fallen down. You dig? So now it's time to elevate. And I'm not here to judge anybody. Okay? Everybody knows. All right? Everybody knows. I'm not here to judge anybody. But we got to take this to a whole different level. And our sisters, I promise you, you are going to play the most significant role in this. You are. You know why? Because it was taken because of you. Not saying it was your fault, because they had to come do the rapture through you. And the rapture was a rape. You feel what I'm saying? To take away our birthright. So now we have to restore you to regain our birthright. So please, I'm not saying it's your fault. I'm just letting you know what happened through you, because we had a matriarchal society. So they had to get in the womb of the American Aboriginal woman, or original woman, whatever you want to call it, of the Americas, okay, to have ownership of our birthright. So now you got to step up in a big way, in a huge way. Don't let anybody deter you. You feel what I'm saying? You got to stand as who you are so we could get through this. And don't get me wrong, there are going to be hard times. It might even get physical. I'm hoping that it don't go there. But a lot of times, it was taken through physical war. It might take physical war to get it back. I hope it's not going to go there. You see what I'm saying? But what's happening right now is that We have to be very mindful. Even though Kamala is saying what she's saying, okay, we still cannot make that something against white or black. I want y'all to know this. Let us not make this about the pale European, because remember, it wasn't the pale European that first came here. Family, we have to read between the lines. We have to read between the lines. The only way for them to make this fall is for them to turn white against black. You feel me? While they stand on the sidelines and watch us destroy each other. That's why I don't play the color games. That's not what the age of Capricorn is about. The age of Capricorn is not about white, black, and brown and yellow. It's about the righteous. It is not even about the have and the have-nots. It's about the righteous. And that's what I'm fighting for. To restore the righteous. Period. All right? So listen to that video from Kamala, okay?
Since 1934, every October, the United States has recognized the voyage of the European explorers who first landed on the shores of the Americas. But that is not the whole story. That has never been the whole story. Those explorers ushered in a wave of devastation for tribal nations, perpetrating violence, stealing land, and spreading disease. We must not shy away from this shameful past, and we must shed light on it and do everything we can to address the impact of the past on Native communities today. Today, we know that Native women and girls are missing and murdered at alarming rates. This is an epidemic, and it must end. Today, we also know that Native American voters are being systematically denied access to the ballot box, which is why we must pass the Freedom to Vote Act and the John Lewis Voting Rights Advancement Act. We also know that Native Americans serve at the highest levels of our nation's government, that Native Americans serve in our nation's military at the highest rates of any group, that Native Americans do the work that we know is essential to make our nation work. And still, Native Americans are more likely to live in poverty, to be unemployed, and often struggle to get quality health care and to find affordable housing.
All right, now guys, you heard that, right? Now, when was the first time or last time you ever heard even a president,
so let's say you have to
hold on for a second, a president or even a vice president come on live television and speak that way, talking about the European that way? Let me tell y'all something. Don't fall for the trick. You see, there is truth and lie in everything that we see. I'm gonna tell you the underlying story under that. Okay? You have to know the history of the United States. You have to know the history of the Americas, and you have to know the history of the world. You have to compare what was happening in different parts of the world at different times. That's why I was able to crack the puzzle and put all of this together, and that's why the ancestors are still giving me answers. You feel me? She came out and said that. Now, she never said black Europeans. And I promise you, she knows that the original Europeans that came here, they were not the pale people. Okay? They were not the pale people. And let me tell y'all something. If you look across the country right now, don't you see more videos, okay, of young pale men going around, okay, exercising their rights, all right, their amendment rights, whether it's to film video, whether it's to do whatever. But a lot of it is antagonizing the police, if you ask me. But they say exercising their rights. I respect it. But everything can be done with respect. Why? Okay, because it is time for the pale man. Spiritually, the contract It is time for the pale man to step down, and somebody else got to step up. Why do you think the Moors are back? I promise you, you're going to see them on the corners of the streets. And there's nothing wrong in being who you are, but saying that this is who we are. Be mindful. Mark my words. Mark my words. Because the reign of the pale man, it's here. Okay? Not just the reign of the pale man, the reign of tyranny. Okay? It's time for it to end. And people all over the world are coming together. I am getting literally 20 to 50 friend requests every single day. 50% of that is from pale people. You know, sending inbox, hey, how you doing? I love what you're talking about. It's the truth. Blase, 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 blah. I have never seen an influx of pale people coming into my inbox telling me that I'm telling the truth. You see what I'm saying? And a lot of times, I don't mind pale people speaking up and joining in whatever plight. The only thing I don't respect is the fact that when it's working for you, you don't complain. You see what I'm saying? When it's working for you, everything is fine. You know, you're living the life. But when it's not working for you, then it's time to join the colored folks. And I'm not saying every pale individual. I'm just letting you know. You see what I'm saying? But I'm glad people are coming together, because I've always said it's not about the color of skin. It's about the content of one's heart. And that's what's going to create the age of Capricorn on this earth, where we experience heaven. Because we have to go back to being children, okay? And what do I mean by that? I'm not talking about going back to being childish. There's a difference in being a child and being childish, okay? Being childish is the characteristic, a behavior of a child. But I'm talking about going back to a child in our state of innocence, okay? Where we put the blinders on and see each other based on our energies. That's what's going to create the age of Capricorn, which is the heaven on earth. And trust me, whether you like it or not, it's going to happen, because it's already written. So whether you purge yourself or Mother Nature is going to purge you, there's going to be a purging. You see what I'm saying? And people who don't get it, they are going to be purged, whether they like it or not. It's going to happen. It's inevitable. It's going to happen. It's only for the righteous that's going to make it. So I implore each and every one of you to watch your hearts, the way you deal with people, the way you treat people, your thoughts, your actions. Because right now it's beyond your control, because the collective is coming back together mentally. The great I am is putting itself back together. You feel what I'm saying? Right now, what we call God is disenfranchised. It is still individualized. But right now, God is fighting to put itself back together by bringing the universal mind back as one. So anybody who's fighting against that, they will be perished, period. And when I say perish, I'm not talking about, oh, well, the lake of fire and the burning. No, they just won't have the power to manifest in any avatar to enjoy the heaven on earth. I promise you that. But of course, I'm probably going a little further than I anticipated to talk about, because I didn't want to get into that, because that's a whole different subject, which might go over a lot of people's heads. You feel what I'm saying? But the point I'm making is Kamala Harris made that statement because there is an internal war going on. There is the divide, okay? There is the divide that the pale man, it's time for him to take a step down, okay? So they're talking about the European and just not mentioning the original European that came here. So I'm letting y'all know, be careful, all right? Don't get into your emotions. Don't feed into the propaganda, okay? Let us deal with people how they treat us. And that's what I'm moving forward, all right? So with that being said, let me go to, so what prompted people to, to hit me up? okay, is I did a whatchamacallit, I did a survey on Facebook, okay? And the survey was, how many of you well, did your grandmother or grandparents, or did your grandparents told you you had a little bit of Indian, or you were Indian, yes or no? Here, now look at the irony in this, okay? Over 78, like about 83% of the people said yes. Over 83% of the people said yes. And only about 17% said no. Now, in the 17% that said no, some of them, yes, were of, brown, copper-toned people, and some of them were pale. But guess what? It was only 2 or 3 people. Of course, most of the people on my Facebook, they are of, the copper tone and brown tone, right? So, of course, that percentage will be a whole lot higher. But it was only about 2 or 3, pale people that said yes. Okay, and of course that's expected, because I have more people that look like me on my Facebook than people that don't look like me in terms of complexion. So that wasn't surprising. But the point I'm making is this: over 83% of us said yes. Do you think it's a coincidence that our grandfathers, they told us that we were Indians, or we had a little bit of Indian in us? No, it is not a coincidence. It is not a coincidence. Now, I'm not saying American Indian is not a misnomer. It is still a misnomer. But we were the people that were called American Indians. And I've given you the proof so many different times, in so many different ways. Okay? And with that information from, that video, I recorded the conversation with the Mormon dude. When I play that for y'all, and I go into some of the information that I did some extra research, it's going to take y'all on a whole different level. If you thought I already brought the heat, trust me, I'm about to bring sauce right now. But I'll save that one for another time. I'm just going to share the conversations I had with these 2 Native women, and I appreciate them. I said, listen, I'm going to share the conversation. I'm not going to use your name. I'm not going to use your face. So I'm about to share that right now. Okay, let me go ahead and share that with you right now. The first conversation. And of course, you guys remember the conversation I had with the Cherokee Nation. Okay. You guys remember that. Okay. He said, listen, when he realized he was trapped in a corner, what did he say? Oh, well, my grandmother was dark skinned, and if she perm her hair, she would look like one of the black women in Tulsa, Oklahoma. That's because she was a so-called black woman. And once again, I'm going to continue to prove to you that everybody became an American Indian or Native because of the American Negro, because we were the first ones that were here. We have always been here. We never came, and we ain't going nowhere. And it will all come to light. And I promise you, the first became the last. That's the way it was supposed to be. Whatever we did in the past, we have to pay that karma. You feel me? We have to pay that karma. But I've already gotten down and speak on behalf of my ancestors and ask for forgiveness for whatever they crime or whatever they committed, violation they committed against nature. I've already apologized for that. So now it's time for the original people to step up. So we are no longer last. We're about to restore our legacy and take back our birthright. And I promise you it's going to happen. Okay? It's going to happen. So let me share the first slide with y'all. And that's a conversation I had with a lady, when I did the survey. Okay, she said that she was Native, and when I don't disrespect people. You see what I'm saying? I respect everybody as to who they say they are. But if I engage in a conversation, that's for me to go deeper, okay, into the truth. And that's what I did. And this is how one of the first conversations went. So let me go ahead and let me see. All right, so okay, I got to stop sharing that and share one slide at a time. So guys, I got to share one slide at a time. So please do me a favor. I screenshotted the conversations. So I have to do it one at a time. So I'm going to do this first one here. Okay. So this is the first one. Okay. So anyway, that conversation started even before I did the survey, because we have our website. Okay, our website is www.ipnan.org. So I think the sister, and I'm gonna call her my sister. Okay, the sister, she there was a post that I put on Facebook, and she said, well, she was Cherokee or Native American, whatever the case may be, and somebody made mention about, well, something about, well, the original people, their complexion. Okay, so I don't know if she felt uncomfortable, but she sent me this inbox. Okay, and she said, listen, I guess I can't be in your group because my skin is white. Of course, we know nobody's white, but I know what she's talking about. It doesn't matter my ancestral line. I don't want to be where I am not wanted. I don't spread hate. I have never been about that. Your words touched me. Please take me out of your group. I don't want to be where I'm not wanted. Now, mind you guys, I wasn't the one who made the comment. And that's why I tell people, I want you guys to respect everybody on my page. You see what I'm saying? We could still talk and reason and discuss without hating each other, okay, without belittling each other. My goal is to bring the truth to surface, because only the truth will set us free. Because at some point, it's not even going to matter, okay, what the complexion of your skin is, what your ethnicity is. It ain't got nothing to do with that. Like I said, we are going to take it back to us being children. Okay? And that's where ultimate freedom and love will reign. And it's going to happen. All right? So that's what she said. I responded. I don't spread hate. People are entitled to their opinions as long as they are respectful, because that's what I'm always preaching. Okay? They sent me a request. And I think the problem is no one with so-called white skin or pale skin seems to want to tell the truth on how they became indigenous band or American Indian. I think that's the frustration of people with brown skin who are original people of the Americas. She responded, she said, so I must be horrible because my skin is red. Well, your skin is not red. Your skin is, like you said, white or pale. And you see, that's where the confusion comes in when they speak of the red Indians. You see what I'm saying? All that was a transition from the copper tone to brown skin to, to cocoa skin to chocolate skin to make it red. And then it became pale. You see what I'm saying? So she said, I have the tribal cards. I responded, never said you were, and I don't think you are. I never said that. Now she said, we have done the genealogy. Now that was the first part of the conversation. Now guys, please, once again, please be respectful in your comments. I'm telling you exactly how the conversation went, because it literally concluded on a good note. So that was the first slide. Okay, let me go to the next one. All right. The next one, because it's only within understanding that we are going to get through this by respecting each other and speaking the truth, is the only way it's going to happen. And that's what my goal is, okay? To bring that truth to the surface. And by all means, it's going to happen. All right? It's going to happen. And people will speak, okay? They will speak. They wouldn't have a choice. All right? Everything is about energy, okay? Now, I responded. Having a tribal card doesn't make one an aborigine. Again, that's the frustration with us aborigines. She responded, okay. I said, that's my point. The government out the Indian Bureau, it was supposed to be of the Indian Bureau in place to create paper genocide on my people. She said, I have done the DNA test. I know it was an evil design. Okay, so even she's admitting that the popular DNA test is an evil design. I responded, these DNA companies are part of the American Colonization Society. It was planned It was planned to make people of European ancestry indigenous to this land. It's hard truth, but it's the truth. She responded, thought there was those of us here. I have been searching our roots. And she said, lost. Okay, great. I said, the same way they were paid to make everyone who looks like me African. Okay, that is what the popular DNA companies were put in place to do. All right, so that was the second slide or the second screenshot. All right, let me go to the third screenshot. And again, that's a conversation I was having with a native sister. She said she was native. Okay, and I didn't disrespect her. We had a great conversation. And like I said, I enjoyed the conclusion of that conversation. Okay, I appreciated the fact that we spoke and we didn't disrespect each other. All right, so this is the next one. This is the next slide. All right, hold up for a second. Hold up. What am I doing? Okay. Now, I said, I am not saying you may or may not have indigenous blood, but it came from mixing with my people. She said, yes, I understand. I responded, I hate no hate for you. Well, I mean, I have no hate, right? You know, when you type in these typos, right? So I said, I have no hate for you or anyone as a matter, okay? I need people to stay up and tell the truth, or I need people to stand up and tell the truth. Where is their point of origin and how they became American Indians? Only the truth will set us free. She responded, well, I have the source. At least send research that my mother and I have done on both sides of my family, but I guess it doesn't matter. Sounds like it won't be accepted anyway. I know my many grapes was Chief Matoy, and she was saying she probably meant my grandpops or my many grandfathers were Chief Matoy, right? And I responded, not saying you don't have that mix in you. The question always remains, what part of Europe, Asia, or Africa are your people originally from? That's beautiful about your family, Chief Matoy. But what part of Europe did his family come from? Okay, that was my next question. All right, then let's go to the next slide, or the next screenshot rather. Okay, let me go to the next screenshot. Okay, and as you could see, all right, with when she responded, there was a little emoji at the bottom of the message. Okay, now a lot of times when I speak to people and they don't have an answer, a lot of times they give an emoji to kind of like deter. So I thought that's what she was doing. Okay, so I said that always happens laughter when the truth is being challenged. Don't be mad at us original people when we get frustrated. It's not hate. She said, I am sure. I said, not sure of what? That's what I meant. Not sure of what? She said, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to press any emoji button. I was trying to use my right hand and it slipped. I had a stroke a year ago, so my right hand was compromised and I tried to use it to get strength back. And I said, it's okay. Sorry to hear. Hope you are better. She responded, I have my good days in my challenges. I guess I am getting better. Tired of negative energy, so had to deal with that. I said, I feel you, but I hope you see the picture here. The entire Americas were filled with brown copper-toned people being labeled as black. Where did all the pale so-called white people claiming to be Indians came from? That was my question. Okay. Let me go to the next one. That was my question. This is the next slide right here, or the next screenshot. Okay. Let me see. Let's go share this. This is the next screenshot. All right. She said, how do we know the answer? Can we just move forward and not dwell on the color of skin so much? Why do we even have to know? There is no skin color in the afterworld. Spirits don't even care about all the things that they cared about in this life. And that's absolutely true. I agree. But here's my issue with this. It was the color of skin that took us out of our birthright. You see what I'm saying? And the people who took us out of our birthright by giving us these false labels, they haven't paid their karma yet. So we cannot move on and say it's not about skin. Yes, the age of Capricorn will come, but first people have to pay their karma. You see what I'm saying? They have to pay their karma. You don't just sit around and intentionally displace an entire race of people with genocide and lie and propaganda, with the most horrific violation of human rights on the face of this earth, and think we are just supposed to let it go. No. Okay? There have to be a price that has to be paid first. That's why we were given this figure. Oh, well, you know, forgive all your enemies and, you know, it's okay. You will die and go to heaven. No, that was an illusion that they gave us. That's why they forced these religions on us to make us forget and forgive what was done to us. But when you look at the universe part of forgiving is not part of the universal laws. You see what I'm saying? So that's not in nature. Nature destroys anything that's in its way. That is universal law. So the people who violated us, they have to pay that price. Now, I'm not saying it have to come from us, but it has to come from the universe. It has to come from the ancestors. And then we'll move on. You see what I'm saying? So we cannot say it's not about the color of skin and why do we have to focus on that and let's pass and leave it alone. No. Okay? Now, I responded. It's not about the color of skin. It's about legacy and truth. It's not about skin. Why aren't the truth being told if it's not about the color of skin? If it's not about the color of skin, why aren't more people stepping up and speaking the truth? Because they know the truth. You see what I'm saying? She responded, because nobody wants to know the truth, unfortunately. Well, that may be true, but that's not true for us. You see what I'm saying? We want to know the truth because it was our birthright that was stolen. The people who stole it don't want to know the truth. And you are absolutely correct in that case. Okay? And she continued and said, and yes, the government designed it that way and still does design this and designed it this way. That is a Native American woman I'm having that conversation with. Okay? I said, I speak the truth. It's a matter of choice. Why don't you speak the truth? She said, I speak the truth, what truth I know. She said, I went on to your site because I liked what I was learning, because it was putting together pieces for me. And that's my goal, family. That's why I took my money. I didn't ask anybody for anything. Okay? Nobody knew my financial situation, but my spirit led me to create this. Paid for the hosting for 2 years. Okay? I bought books I've had for how many years? Got into after 10, 15, almost 20 years of research. Went back to all my archives, pull out my drive. I'm talking about drives I have to plug into the wall to pull out information that I had to put on that site because it's time. I tell people I move in the spirit, and I only move when my ancestors tell me to move. That's why when they come to me in their authentic selves. And they appear to me in the flesh, not just a voice. They literally touch me, and I feel the touch, and they talk to me. We having real conversations. Okay? It's really that simple. Let us go to the next one. Let's go to the next screenshot. All right? Let's go to the next screenshot. Let's go to the next screenshot. Here we are. Okay, here we go. Next screenshot. And I so appreciate her, man. I have so much respect for her, she don't even know. All right? I said, to no fault of yours, I get it. you should definitely look into where your folks originally came from. You are still welcome to be here and learn. But again, only the truth will set us free. She said, but if I can't be there on that site because of my skin, then nothing gets better, because we can continue to hide the truth. The truth is some of my ancestors were raped by other ancestors. I ask, what site are you talking about? Who are your ancestors and who raped them? She responded, some came from Spain, some came from France, some came from Ireland, and some came from Scotland and Germany. Some came from Mexico. Some of the stories are of gypsies on my mother's side. I responded, and you are correct. That's the point of your origin. Thanks for that truth. The question now remains, how did your European ancestors become American Indians? Okay. Hold on for 1 second. Let us go to the next one. All right. Let us go to the next one. Let us go to the next one. Share. Okay. And this was her answer when I asked her. Okay. Let me let the screen populate. All right. This was her answer. She said, I don't know. And family, that's all I want is the truth. And let me tell y'all the truth. A lot of these natives don't know the truth because that's what they were told, family. That's why I don't hate people. The same way we were told we came into the Americas in the bottom of slave ships, packed like sardines. That's all a lot of people knew. Now, the only difference is I wasn't told that because I was born in the islands. So I wasn't told that. I was always told in school that I was an Amerindian. The two words put together, American Indian. Nobody ever told me I was from Africa. Okay? Nobody told me. We didn't even call ourselves black. So when she said, I don't know, now me and this young lady, you know, we're having an honest conversation. And that's all I want to do. Without the beefing, without the emotions, you know, yes, we may get a little emotional, but let's get back on track and bring the truth out. She said, I don't know. I said, listen, all right. I said, appreciate the honesty again. Your day, when you start having these honest the day, it's supposed to be the day when we start having these honest conversations, will the respect for each other, or we'll have respect for each other. All right. She said, yes, thank you. I said, truth is, they became American Indians by mixing with my people. And the US government allowed people of European origin to pay $5 to become Indians. And for her saying thank you, I said, you're welcome. She said, whoa, that's a part I haven't heard before. I said, it's researchable. Have you heard of the indigenizing or self-indigenizing? She said, not sure. I said, it's a term used for people who came from foreign lands and now identify themselves as indigenous peoples of the Americas. That's called self-indigenizing. Okay, that was the next slide or the next screenshot. Let me go to the next one. All right. And she really honestly didn't respond to that. Okay. She didn't respond to that, but this is what she sent after a while. Okay. I guess it was probably just a little too much for her, overwhelming, and I get it. Okay, I get it. Because sometimes when the truth hits you like that, it does something to you. All right. So after a while, you know what I'm saying? I think it was the next day, whatever the case may be, she sent this message and said, I have 5 little challenge for you. List 5 things that are beautiful about today. Okay. Now, I'm just going to be honest, right? When I read this, I think I read it about 1 a.m. or 1 something like that. And I didn't respond, because I just thought, conversation was over. And when I put the the survey on Facebook, she replied, yes, they told her that she was Native, whatever. And that's cool. I respect it. And once again, I'm not taking away the fact that anybody say that they are Native. I'm not here to debate you or anybody being Native, because all Native means is to be born. Anybody who's born in the United States, they are natives. Okay? But they are not original Native people. And that's what I want everybody to start having that conversation about. Okay? So that was the first conversation with this Native sister. Okay? This one I'm about to show you is with another one. Okay? And both conversations, in my opinion, it was cordial, it was respectful, okay? And it was a great conversation, all right? So now this one came from the survey, okay? Even if when she sent the request, she had already said hi and how you doing. So there was a formal introduction, of saying hi before that, all right? But when I put the survey, because like I tell people, I move in the spirit, okay? My ancestors drive me. And when they speak to me, I am very obedient, all right? So I put the survey on Facebook, okay? And some of the responses came into my inbox, all right? And of course, when people give the response, you always see their avatar, you see their picture, all right? So when I saw the picture, well, she said that, yes, my grandmother is Cherokee, okay? And then what I did was I did the namaste, the namaste sign, okay? To say, hey, you know what? Respect. Because when I looked at her picture, I realized she was a pale woman with blue eyes. Okay. So I said, respect. Again, I'm not here to disrespect anybody. Sometimes that's all people know. All right. But then she after I did the namaste sign, she said, I had a teacher in junior high who argued that I couldn't possibly be Indian because I was blonde, blue-eyed, and fair complexion. People are ignorant, but I am very proud of my Indian heritage. Now that opened up, it just opened up a conversation for me, because that's what I really wanted to go. But my ancestors took care of that for me. All right. So I said, you should be proud. Okay. The question is always, how did you become American Indian when all American Indians were people of Negro features? Okay. Then she said, that's a good question. It's hard to define Negro features because there's so many variances biologically. Well, a Negro is a Negro. You see what I'm saying? Even if we have different phenotypes of Negro, nobody could not know a Negro when you see a Negro. Okay? Even if they are a light-skinned Negro, you will still know it's a Negro. But anyway, I gave her the benefit of the doubt, because once again, this wasn't about attack. It was about having an honest, open conversation. So let us go to the next slide here for a second. And that's the second conversation with another Native sister. Okay? So let me go to the next one. All right. Let me go to the next one. That is the next one. Okay. She said, I mean, at a cellular level. Okay. At a cellular level, because she realized that of course people will tell who a Negro is, right? So she said on a cellular level, right? And I responded, basically, people they call black. We are the original American Indians. We are the people, so-called black Europeans found here, and then later pale Europeans came here. What's your point of origin, I ask? Not what you became, but where your ancestors are from. She responded, very good point. My features have much to do with my environmental adaptations. I have heard many speculate that the Cherokee Nation, as many of other nations, migrated here when there were land bridges connecting the continents. Very interesting stuff. I love your post and positivity. I wish more people were aware. I responded, the Cherokee didn't come here from the bridge connecting countries. You see, that's a lie that they told us. Okay? That's a lie that they told us. You haven't told me what part of Europe your ancestors are from. Then she said, Germany. Okay? Let us go to the next slide, or the next screenshot. Okay? The next screenshot. the next screenshot. All right, give it a chance to populate. Okay, here we go. So I said, there you go. So you are German. Now, claiming Native American because of some mixing with us original American Indians. And she also said Ireland. I said, I know, because I already know. Okay, just like people speaking the truth. I said, I just like people speaking the truth. And she said, Native American Cherokee, Mexico, Holland. I said, just so you know, Cherokee was made up by the US government. It's a political governmental corporation. So why don't Native Americans such as yourself speak the truth? She said, that's very true. The government's great about labeling people. Good to know. Okay, let us go to the next one. This is the next screenshot. Okay, the screen is taking its time to populate. Give me 1 second here. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Don't play the games with me now, man. Like, for real. All of a sudden, I can't share my screen. I'll tell you, man. Let me try this again. Let me try it again. Okay. Share. Share my screen. Share. Share my screen. Tap on that. Share. Okay. Here we go. Okay. Now, I responded and I said, maybe that's why your teacher argued with you about argued about that. Not saying you don't have any of the blood by the way, because I don't want to discredit anybody. Okay, because I'm certainly sure they mixed in with us, so she has our blood in her. So I say, okay, I responded, maybe that's why your teacher argued with you about that. Not saying you don't have any of the blood, by the way. She said, no. She said that because she only saw me as a Caucasian, she wasn't that smart to figure the rest out. I responded, you already know who you are and your ancestors are. So why don't Native Americans speak the truth about your ancestry? Europeans born in America identifying as Native Americans. She responded, probably just not aware. And family, that could be true because that's what they were taught. You see, the divide and conquer is real. The miseducation is real. Okay? Then she continued and said, the public schools education system is corrupt, and I would never agree to teach anything that doesn't align with their narrative. I responded, I am asking, why don't you speak the truth? She responded, I guess I don't understand your question. I feel that I do. She responded that Cherokee was a governmental label, question mark. She's asking a question. I responded, meaning you are European, now identifying as a Native American. Let us go to the next one. And we got about 2 more slides to go, or screenshots to go, just so you guys know, just in case y'all are getting bored. Okay, I hope you guys are not bored. All right. So this is the next screenshot. She responded and said, I am all of those. I am a melting pot of many immigrants. My great-grandmother was not European. All right. And that was the whole point, to come and mix the entire world amongst the Aborigines and make it a melting pot to confuse us. All right. So she said her grandmother was not European. I asked, what was she? She said Cherokee as the layman's term. Now, I love it. I love it when they say their grandmother, because again, I'm always going to prove to you, okay? I'm always going to prove to you that they became Indians because of our women. All right? Wait for it, right? So when she said, my great-grandmother was not European, I said, what was she? She said, Cherokee, as the layman's put it. So I said, so she was a Negro woman. She said, yes, very dark complexion, black hair, and brown eyes. So she was a Negro woman. That's what I'm asking again. And she said, yes. And I said, and that's what I'm asking. Why don't you and other Native Americans speak the truth of how they became Indians? It was because of us original Indians. Okay? Let us go to the next slide. We got 2 more to go. Okay? This is the one before the last. Let's go to that. Okay? Let's go to that. Let me share that screen. Okay, here we are. And I said, I just want the truth to be told. She responded, Negro is not a nationality. It's a medical term about the color of skin. You see, family, what I've been teaching y'all? And that's why I tell you, my people perish for the lack of knowledge, because everybody else know. Everybody else know. You see what I'm saying? When you deal with nationality, you deal with nations. You see what I'm saying? Black is not a nationality. You see what I'm saying? But we want to be called everything else under the book, under the color of law. But everybody else know. But you see, the ancestors gave me the gift to bring the truth out, even in a regular, respectful conversation. Because you see, I wasn't being aggressive. I wasn't being rude. Okay? Because I operate in the spirit. I have to make sure the person's spirit is at ease, because I saw beyond the flesh. And I was talking as our true selves. Let's cut everything else and let's talk on the higher plane. And that's what I do. Okay? So she said, Negro isn't a nationality. Okay? It's a medical term about color of skin. But society has taught otherwise. I guess so if you are talking about melatonin levels. Very educated sister. Okay? Negroid, Mongolian, Caucasoid. Okay? She said, I am sure there's one point of being. However, I am also believe there were star children and aliens who intermingled with humans. So it's very difficult to pinpoint exact what heritage. It's very subjective. And of course, that's kind of diverting, taking it to a whole nother level. But again, I'm moving in the spirit. So I know how to bring it back exactly where I need it to be. So I responded, I know that. Okay, because I know we all over this universe. Okay, are you feeling me? So I already know we all over the place. But I said, I know that dark skin is not a nationality either. That's what I meant to put. Dark skin is not a nationality either. My point is, y'all became Indians because of us. So why don't y'all tell the truth? She said, I am not Christian, so I really can't buy into the whole world was populated by 2 beings, not enough chromosomal banking. I said, I got you. Still, the diversion. All right. I said, still, all I'm saying is join me. Let's tell people the truth. She said, I have no problem with saying my Indian heritage derived by Negro population. I have pride of my Cherokee culture. I'm going to read that again. She responded and said, I have no problem with saying my Indian heritage derived by Negro population. I have pride of my Cherokee culture. Okay? Then this is the final screenshot. All right? This is the final screenshot I'm about to share with you. Final screenshot. This was the final screenshot. Right here. It's populating. Give me a second. Here we go. She said, absolutely. I love what you're doing. I have to go to work now. It's been wonderful speaking with you. Emoji smile. I said, appreciate that. Repeat, and I meant respect. Respect is earned, and you have mine. Same here. And she gave a thumbs up, and I gave the namaste. Okay, family? And that's all I'm just saying. All I want us to have is honest conversations and stop telling the lie. Okay? I mean, we have gone through too much. Where we had first people who looked like us came here to fight us and try to take everything we have. Then that couldn't work. Then they had to go get more people to fight us. Then that couldn't work. They had to bring more people to fight us. Then that couldn't work. Then all of a sudden, treaties had to be made. All the treaties were broken. Then everybody came together, fought us again. You see, we have been through too much. And all I want people to do is speak the truth, man. Allow America to be great again. To restore the original people of the land. And I'm asking everybody, whether it be a native, whether it be an Israelite, whether it be a Moor, whatever it is that keep claiming that you are us and try to take us out of who we are, just allow us to be. You see what I'm saying? Allow us to be. And let's bring wholeness. Because at some point, it really doesn't even matter. Because it will not matter. But first, the wrongs have to be addressed. The forgiving and the healing got to start. And allow the children of the wilderness to finally let their ancestors rejoice in glory, man. That's all I'm asking. And y'all have a choice to step up and speak the truth on your own accord, or my ancestors are going to force you to speak the truth, because I'm going to see to that. I promise you, I communicate with them and they communicate with me. You see, y'all have no idea who Chief Kalinago is, but y'all going to learn. Y'all are going to learn. And some people are going to learn in a beautiful way, and some people are going to learn in a bad way, because they're going to come against me, and I promise you, my ancestors are going to deal with it. So I don't have to get into no big debates and fights with people. I'm not going to do that. I'm just here to serve my purpose, what they brought me here for, what I was manifested here for, to restore, to heal, to build, to teach. That's what I'm here for. And nothing is going to distract me. You see what I'm saying? Not no Illuminati coming in my inbox telling me about millions they could give me, and all I have to do is say yes. Not no woman coming in my inbox with titties and breasts and booty, and none of that is going to distract me. You see what I'm saying? Because I'm Christ right now. I'm in my Christ manifestation. So I've gone through all that. I've gone through the persecution. I've already done all that. Rose in 3 days. I've done all that. I've lived that. I'm here to give life to the dead now. And a lot of people may not get this. But you see, I know who I am. And it's really that simple. And a lot of times, the people you want to save, they're the same ones that's going to crucify you. But this time, there'll be no crucifixion, because we're preparing ourselves for the heaven on earth. The crucifixion had already been had. I've already had mine. Now, everybody got to go through their own crucifixion for them to get to where they need to be. And that's what this is all about, family. And I promise you, more people are going to step up and speak the truth. You're going to see wars, okay? They're going to incite racial wars because they have to hold on to those straws. It's falling. It's falling. I say let it fall. It's really that simple, okay? They're going to try to take away our foods, all right? They want you to start buying your Christmas gifts early, because the main things that you want will not be available because they're holding the ships, in the seas. All that stuff is planned. Don't let that deter you. Oh, well, you can't go to work if you don't take the job. They are pushing you to hold on to the beast. But some will buckle. Some will fall. But the righteous will rise. And I'm one of the righteous that would rather lose my physical being, that avatar, to stand on the truth, because there's no wavering. You see, when you know the truth, you can't go back to sleep. In fact, I was never asleep anyway. I went dormant, but I was never asleep because I always knew. So with that being said, the next build I'm going to bring to y'all, okay, we're going to get into the Mormons, the Church of Latter-day Saints. Okay, you're going to hear that conversation. All right. Great conversation. And then I'm going to get into some Mormon literature, because there's some of the people that have the full extent of ancestry records. And there's a reason why. And I'm going to break all that down. And I'm going to show you in their own words that they said that they gave their own version of two different people. Okay. Just like how you have Jacob and Esau and Cain and Abel. Everybody have their Cain and Abel and the Jacob and Esau. But they specifically said, okay, that the American Indians were black people, but they became black. They were white in whatever age, but they became black because they turned their back on God and they sinned, and the punishment was and their skin was black. But we already know that's the BS. But again, it will prove to you that the so-called American Indian was always a black man or a so-called black woman. And I'm gonna be doing that. I already got the lesson prepared, ready to rock and roll. You see what I'm saying? So don't matter what anybody say, from what kind of angle they come from, whether it's from a scientific angle, whether it's from a geological angle, anthropologist angle, historical angle, I mean, even spiritual, biblical angle, I'm going to prove that the Negro was the American Indian. Period, point blank. That's it. So all y'all have to do, just keep teaching y'all children. Get your heart rights. Get your mind rights. Stop dealing with the distractions, okay? Stop vibrating in your lower selves. You see, you have control. You have the control, okay? And I'm going to say it again, okay? How you love yourself is how other people are going to love you, all right? And now you have to build meaningful relationships. Don't leverage relationships right now, okay? Meaning that don't go wide, go deep. Look for relationships with substance. Stop looking for quality friends and friendships and relationships. Look for quantity. It is time for that. You see what I'm saying? So go deep into your relationships. You have to create your happiness. You have to create your joy. Nobody could give that to you but you. Too many of you are looking for men or women to make you happy, bring you joy. No, man. That's the mistake. You have to find your joy and you got to find your happiness. You see what I'm saying? And stop getting into relationships to change people. Well, I'm going to change him. I'm going to change her. No, nobody's going to change for you. Change yourself. That's all you got to focus on, is change yourself. And if each and every one of us change ourselves, work on ourselves, renew our mind, we will become whole. And we will bring back the concept of the Great Spirit, which is God. You know why people can't find God? Because they can't find themselves. You see what I'm saying? Because God is broken up into all these different pieces, different individuals. When we come back with the one mindset, okay, one mind, forget the color, just one mind. That's when God, the essence of what God truly is, will come back. So people are praying to a fragmented God, but they don't know that because nobody's teaching them that. So it's our responsibility to bring God back. God cannot bring us anywhere because we are the gods. We are the individual gods that got to come back together in vine connection, not divine, because to divine means to disconnect. Many people are still divine. That's why they always every soul, I'm divine. No, well, you're absolutely right. You're divine and you will stay divine. But I am vine. I am connected. So we have to go through that purge. Okay? We're going to see our family and friends being hurt. You're going to see people fighting each other. Okay? All that's going to come. But when it's all said and done, we are going to create the heaven on earth. and we'll have a chance to do it all over again. And that's what it meant. Okay, when it said, go be fruitful and multiply and replenish. Okay, this is another state of replenishing that we're in right now. It's a spiritual purge. You see what I'm saying? And it's only those with the righteous heart, people with integrity, people with moral, okay, people with love, that's going to make it and experience that. You feel me? It doesn't mean that you will burn in a hell of fire. No, you will be just stuck in the essence, all right? While we manifest in a different avatar, enjoying creation. And that's something some of you will never get to experience, because you will just stay in the state of that essence and will not be even given a chance to manifest into an avatar again. And that's what heaven is. But it comes from within. So you guys could please go to the site, okay, www.ipnan.org. And guys, please go show your love and support, man. You know, I'm always pouring my heart, giving you everything, all right? Just show your support, okay? That's all I'm asking, all right? So you guys have a great continuation. If you found some value in this lesson, please do me a favor, go ahead and type it in the chat. And I want to give thanks to both my Native American sisters for just, just opening up and having an honest conversation. That's all I want. You see what I'm saying? I don't want no animosity. I don't want no hate. I don't want no back and forth with aggression. Let's just be real. Let's speak the truth for a change. You see what I'm saying? And let's respect each other as who we say we are. It is really that simple, because when it's all said and done, let's take away the flesh. What do we have left? We have the essence of what the Great Spirit is, or what God is. And isn't that what it's all about? That's what it's all about, family. All right? I love you guys. Have yourself a good one. Thank you. And don't forget, guys, to join the Telegram. Please, please, please. All right? In fact, before I go, let me put it in the chat, because we have to have different ways of staying connected, just in case. All right? It's imperative that we have another way of staying connected. So I just put the Telegram in the chat. Okay? Please go ahead and join the Telegram. All right? So we have another way and other means of staying connected. All right, guys? Y'all have a good one. Talk to y'all later. You guys are absolutely